Can I start?
Friends, this is our human library, and we're going to have some sharings after the books have spoken about their identity crisis and their situation. So, I'd love if some of the listeners could share first, and then we can have one or two books. So, listeners, come forward.
Yeah, ma'am. I'm ready. I'm ready to share about
Go
my
ahead.
book.
Go ahead.
Uh, I had the most amazing book who's left such a beautiful message, and she herself is so strong. Uh, Life's identity crisis, which she's had, which were like amazing, which has made her strong. And she gave both of us a lovely message, whatever it is, unconditional love, which just got her, pulled her through all her crises. And if you were to hear the crisis, one would start crying, that a person would go through that. So it's just an amazing message from an amazing lady. I don't know if I'm supposed to share her name,
No,
but
you don't
she's.
need to. I mean, if you want to, if the book is okay with it.
Are you okay with it? If
Yeah,
my
yeah.
Mohini ji, she's
Okay,
amazing. Thank God.
lovely, very nice,
It's learning for us, ma'am.
lovely, very nice. Anjana ji had raised her hand. Anjana, you want to share?
Yeah. First, thank you, ma'am. This is the first time I'm attending something like this, and it's really, really very amazing. Unfortunately, I think I just joined a bit late. I don't know the name of this participant, but I'm really, amazed at how difficult life has been for her. And obviously, she's had just nobody to listen to her. And I just feel like reaching out to her and just give her uh,
Yeah,
helping hand.
you
But
can
I'm
do
still,
that. You can just give her a thumbs up or a little heart. I
yeah.
guess we all
And
can do it.
if she can hear me, I'm always there. If she just needs somebody to listen to her, that's the least I can do to return back to the universe all that I have got in terms of love and affection from the people around me. And
Lovely.
today, I just want to thank you, ma'am, for this beautiful experience of just, I'm just being grateful to the universe कि कितना कुछ है मेरे पास, कितना कुछ है. If I can share a bit, I'll be very happy. Thank you so much, whoever this person was. I'm sorry, I don't know the name, but thank you so much for it. Requires a lot of guts, I'm sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we have Zohra. Zohra, you were a book, right?
I was a listener.
You were a listener. So Zohra, why don't you talk about your experience as a listener?
Well, this was a first time for me, and I was listening, and I just wanted to make an observation, which I have observed even before. In fact, I told this to the book during the session also, that when she was saying this was happening to me, and she had marital problems and everything, and she was like, this was happening, and I kept telling people, I'm normal, don't treat me like this, I'm normal. So this is in fact the one thing I told her. Why do you insist on being identified as normal? Why do you need validation that other people will consider you normal? If you think you're fine, why is that not enough? Because the whole strain was, why don't other people treat me as normal? And I told her quite frankly, you're not normal. To be very frank, because it's like if you're caught in a cage with monkeys, and if there are more monkeys than you, then obviously you will be the one who's not normal, because the monkeys are more, so they will think they're normal, right? So it's like that. So normal is just a word. Why do you want to validate yourself by that, by saying I am normal? You're you, and you do you. Why do you want to have other people see you as you see? And I've always felt that, that people look for validation from others. कि अगर और मुझे अच्छा समझेंगे तो ही मैं अच्छी हूँ, अगर मुझे और लोग अच्छा नहीं समझ रहे तो मेरे में कोई खराबी होगी. मे बी लोग गलत है, मे बी समय गलत है, मे बी आपका महाश्रय गलत है, मे बी आप जिस जगह में फंसे हैं वो गलत है, या मे बी वो जस्ट आउट ऑफ सिंक है एंड इट्स जस्ट अ मिसफॉर्चून. मे बी वो भी गलत नहीं है. It maybe you're just two different types of people in the wrong place at the wrong time. So why so much validation ka need? That is one thing I observed with people.
So, Zora, that's exactly what actually identity crisis is all about, right? I mean, you want to be like others, you don't consider yourself unique in any way. And that's really what creates problems. And that's really what the book was wanting to express, you know. And we just had to listen to that. Yes, Henna, you'd like to speak with it?
Yeah, ma'am. So the book that we had, she had a very interesting story. For 10 years of her life, she had a memory loss kind of a scenario. In the sense, I mean, listening to her, I was getting goosebumps because imagine अगर आपको याद ही नहीं है आप कहाँ जा रहे हो, आप घर से निकलो and you don't remember where you're going. I mean, it actually gave me chills to think about it. And to some extent, then your family. It's important that your family support kare in this scenario, but sometimes even they don't know how to react. So they will also वो इतना support कर नहीं पाते जितना वो करना चाहते हैं आपको. So that way she was facing challenges with her family as well. But the best part was how she came out of it. She did your PLR sessions. She attended your training in Rishikesh, and she learned from you. And now she's able to get through all that, and she's doing memory exercises. And the best part, what she said was that मैं दूसरों के लिए बहुत जी ली, अब मैं अपने लिए जीना चाहती हूँ. So that was the best thing I think that she learned from her experience, because हर एक experience कुछ आपको सिखाता है.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
I think it was
Every experience is so beautiful, and every book that comes across you is is so much of learning that we have. You know, Pallavi, you want to share?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, go ahead.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I think universe sent me in the right room. You know why I'm saying so. So for so many years, or maybe before few hours, I was thinking that I'm the only one who is suffering or who is going through, similar issues which my book shared. But after listening to her story, I found myself very much lucky, and I mean it. So the word she said कि मैं सोचती थी कि सामने वाला मेरे लिए ये सोचता है तो मैं ये हूँ, सामने वाला मुझे ये, that self pity thing ना, in which I have gone right now. I think suddenly नहीं तो change होगा, but I think I should learn it from her. कि हर बार हम दूसरे को ब्लेम करते हैं, शायद हमारी कोई चीजें है जो सामने वाले को ट्रिगर करती है, या हमें लगता है कि हम हमेशा विक्टिम है. सो मैं ज्यादा नहीं बोलूंगी, बट आई थॉट कि मुझे बोलना चाहिए. आई वॉज इन द परफेक्ट रूम, and you know why I'm saying so.
And that is so interesting. I think many of us must have realized that we're actually assigned to the right room. And whatever we are listening is, you know, some part of our story is also being reflected
I was
there.
literally
I
thinking
mean, how the
80% of
universe
the story was
decides.
same.
Sorry?
80% of the story was same.
Yeah.
Only characters were different, but the way she learned it, I think I must learn from her. दूसरों के
Lovely.
से हमें
Very
सीखना
nice.
चाहिए.
And it's wonderful, you know, as we are all in the WhatsApp group, we can always reach out to the book. You know, we can always reach out to our books and we can have a wonderful relationship, friendship with that book, and we can learn so much, you know, from each other. So, any books would like to talk about how was their experience? Any book would like to talk about the experience of opening and sharing? Anyone?
Yeah,
Okay, who's that?
I do.
Okay, go on. That's our book, one of our books.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a very nice experience, and thank you very much, first of all, ma'am. And who was the listener? She was listening with so much interest, and she was listening with all the heart that I was just speaking out. I felt I'm just not talking to any of the stranger, although she's not a stranger. But still, I felt very, very comfortable in talking to her about my life and all that. And even this thing has, your sessions have encouraged us that this thing I will bring even in the So in that book also, I'm going to mention about these things, that this thing have given me the strength to speak even in the front of the stranger. So why not we write down the book so that the other people can learn from our life?
Absolutely.
Because everyone has something to say and something to share.
True. Absolutely true. We all have stories.
We all
Obviously,
have
we have
stories.
lives, so we have stories, yeah. And I don't think we all have very happy stories as if born in a palace and a castle with only loving people around us. It's not possible.
No.
Yeah. So we all have some very interesting stories, and that's really that's what we need to share. You know, Ritu, go ahead.
So, I had a lovely uh, people readers.
You just speak a little louder, Beta.
I just want to share. I had a wonderful set of listeners, and the best part was that I was very apprehensive of sharing because my experiences that I wanted to share, which has led to what I am today, were terrible. And I thought people would not think too highly of me after that. But these three listeners were amazing, and in fact, it was uh, they came up and they said that they too had gone through the same trauma at some point of time in their, which set us thinking that it's okay. It's not that I've been blaming myself, and that has made me really. I'm a person. I'm a zero for this thing. I have a huge social circle, but I'm just to connect. So they were also same opinion that they are also going through the same crisis. We had a young listener, and I had older listeners as well. So I guess we, like you just rightly said, we all have a story, and we all can relate to it somewhere or the other. So that's it.
Wonderful, Ritu. Um, uh, Socially, sometimes when we go through difficult times, we isolate ourselves. And you found three others who were also doing the same thing. So I guess now the four of you can have a social group. That would be nice. A Zoom meeting would be good for the four of you, right? Shrija, go ahead.
Yeah, ma'am, such a wonderful experience. My listener, CG, and it was bang on. She just knew me, and I knew her, and we could connect, and I could speak very openly, and she really opened herself, and even Vikas ji. Um, I want to share with all of you a little poem, very small poem, because that actually is how you feel when you have an identity crisis within. So the poem is called Scattered, and it goes like, I have seen myself scatter like a dried loaf, crumb by crumb, falling out, gale carrying it and dropping it mercilessly, hither and thither. The pieces of my heart thrown helter skelter under the bus over a cliff of despondency and pain. Some pieces found home for a moment or two, only to be swept away by the keeper. The pieces piled on with a heap of dirty garbage of repentance, of hurt and loss. Few parts even died, couldn't survive the agony, and some remained steady. The storm finally pitied the remains and carried them to the river of grace, where the broken pieces finally dissolved to once and forever be baptized and renewed in their true form, the formless.
Very nice.
Very
Beautiful.
nice.
Very
It's
nice.
beautiful.
Lovely.
Very
Yes,
nice.
Thank
it's
you for
We have
that,
to all
Rija.
merge in the formless. Urvi, you've raised your hand. Yeah.
Right. So what I want to share is that if I would have been sharing this story probably few months back, I would be filled up with so much of tears and so much of agony, and as if so much of pain is happening to me in my life. And today when I'm speaking about this, it's more like a witness is talking about what happened to me. And on the but still I wanted to share this because somewhere I realized that the journey that I am on, somewhere I need to learn courage. the courage to talk out, courage to communicate, courage to speak out what I feel, and which is something that actually put me in a situation where I was few months back. And probably that was the reason I said I want to be a book, because though I'm not feeling the pain anymore now, but somewhere I've still not reached the place where I should be in this journey. So I'm on my way, and that courage is coming, and I am understanding that I still am holding myself, and it's a process. The integration is following, and I'm in a witness mode, and slowly things are happening. So the learning that I have from my issue that I faced as a identity crisis is that things happen because we are here to learn, and because we are here to learn, it's a life doesn't give us on us, we give up on ourselves, but life doesn't give up. So our suffering, our challenges are kind of life's hopes on us, our soul. And when we are aware about it and we meet people, probably because of our sadhana, and you are put on the path back, and then that suffering is no more suffering, because now your perception about suffering changes, and you realize that you yourself was putting yourself in the victim mode. You don't have to do that. And when you are in when that shift happens, the energy shift happens in you and also in people around you, and it's a miracle to experience, because that person is not doing anything, but still things change between you two. And this is my real experience, and then you understand that slowly there is a learning that you have to undergo, and that's a beautiful journey. So yes, thank you, and probably I still am on the way, so that's why I thought let me just share it out, and
So
it
all
will
the
help me.
best.
Thank you
We're
so
Beautiful
all
much.
sharing, beautiful
we are
sharing.
all on the way.
Yes.
We are all on the way, and as we create distance between the object of pain and ourselves, we actually are able to see the object of pain in a more clear manner. It's like, when we are like this, we can't see, not ourselves, not the opposite person. But as we speak, as we ventilate, as we share, as we talk, somehow we start seeing things differently. That's really the power of sharing. The same thing, if you will share after 1 month, there will be a different feeling.
Yes.
After 6 months, there'll be a different feeling. And that's how your mind begins to create distance. And at one point, it will come where the object of pain will not make any difference to you. So that's really the power of talking and sharing. And thank you so much, everybody. All the books who have shared. It requires a lot of courage and grit to open yourself up. And like you realize that there are no strangers.
Yes.
Everybody is having similar stories. So I think that's the most beautiful part of life and this group, that there are no strangers and you can talk about it openly to anybody. And I'm glad we had a huge group today, which came in with.
मैम एक बात कहूँ
हाँ,
मैम
Soma.
फर्स्ट टाइम लग रहा है कि बिलोंगिंगनेस का फीलिंग कैसा होता है वो मुझे समझ में आया बिकॉज कभी कभी मेरा ये फीलिंग नहीं हुआ था कोई मेरा भी कहीं पे बोलने का जगह है कुछ है मैं तो काम करती हूँ आइडेंटिटी क्राइसिस का सबसे जो डर था ट्रॉमा टाइप का था सिचुएशन वो अभी लग रहा है कि नो आई एम नॉट दैट वर्थलेस आई हैव सम वर्थ टू बी इन सच अ ब्यूटीफुल ग्रुप आई कैन टॉक आई कैन डू समथिंग दैट्स अ wonderful feeling ma'am thank you so much for arranging such a beautiful program yes
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much. The Human Library has really been a hit today. And maybe after 2.5, 3 months, we will meet again. We'll possibly have another kind of topic. And the WhatsApp group is really active. थोड़ा push करना पड़ता है, then the group gets active. But I really want that you all start sharing personal stories, personal insights, something interesting that you've read, maybe a case history that you want to discuss. It will be really nice, so that we can, for the next HL, we can pick up an interesting topic, you know, and then there'll be more books. So this time we had a lovely set of books, but we can have more books and more sharings, and may God make all of us grow. So that's all. And thank you so much, everybody, for being here. Anybody else wants to chat or talk about their own observation? We have exactly 2 minutes more before we log out.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, so thank you so much. Thank you, Varun.
Thank
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you,
Thank you
ma'am.
so
Thank
much.
you, Pankaj. I've seen
you.
Pankaj
Thank
after a
you so
very
much,
long time.
ma'am.
Thank you. Yes.
Ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Sunita, Vaidehi, Ranika is there.
Thank you,
Geeta
ma'am.
ji, thank
Thank
you
you,
so much.
ma'am.
Thank you very
Thank you
much.
so much. This is first time.
Thank you,
It was
Trupti ma'am. Thank you
such a
so much.
beautiful session.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you,
All
ma'am.
right,
Thank you,
so we're
everyone.
going to log off now. And
Yeah.
if you want to come in for our Thursday meet up at 8 o'clock, please log in again. The same login you had to come in through. We have a super lecture that's going to start at 8. Come in and join it. Okay, but I'm going to log off now because I want to save the recording. Okay?
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank
Okay,
you.
bye.